Hey everyone, Alan here with Coffee with Alan. We don't have some coffee right now. A little
What?
later in the day.
You said there was coffee.
But I got a special guest. My friend Dan Severn is with me. If you're an MMA fan, you know the beast. And Dan agreed to join me here. We're both instructors at the Korean Martial Art Festival down in Crestville, Florida. A fantastic event. Been having a lot of fun yesterday, today, and we'll continue tomorrow. And since I had Dan here, and we had a lot of fun at his seminar, I wanted just to ask you, Dan, about enjoying life, because you seem to enjoy what you're doing and enjoying, the things that you're doing in life, and that's a big part of what I try to get to people.
Alan, the big thing is that I've had lots of teachers over the decades, through my junior high, elementary school years, junior high, high school, collegiately speaking, and I've had some good teachers and I've had some bad teachers. I simply knew that the good teachers, they somehow made whatever they were teaching a lot more interesting, a lot more fun. So that's basically the tips that I have learned from life experiences. So I try to make uh, the what I teach just a little bit more fun. I do some couple of different unique type of things. I mean, like stand it on your head. How many people look at it like, what kind of skill set does that incorporate? Is that a martial arts skill to be able to stand on your head? No, but it's kind of like it lightens the mood. And lots of people, they haven't stood on their head in many, many years, and most of our youth today have never stood on their head because of their lack of physicality. We're streaming this from an electronic device. This device is a great tool, but it's also the downfall of a lot of our youth and parenting skills today, because most parents want to set that cell phone in front of little Johnny Jr. or Susie Q, and it becomes their babysitter. Interact. If your child turns out bad, that's on you, parents, because you decide to have a child. You should raise it as well, not just feed it every now and then, water it like a plant.
That is so true. I mean, Larry Wingate wrote a book years ago, Your Kids Are Your Own Fault. And that's so true. And
Yep.
I read that book and agreed with Larry. And fortunately, my wife and I raised our daughter to be very successful. So that's true.
I'm no perfect parent by any means. I've had
none of us are.
my downfalls, but it's like realizing I made mistakes, realizing to sit down with my child and speak to them. And then I can't even call them children now because they're all in their 20s or 30s now. So we're on to a whole different horizon now in that aspect. But there are grandkids in the scene, so the cycle repeats itself.
I like to help people stay safe, enjoy life, and be exceptional. Now, definitely in your career, you had some exceptional things going on. I mean, your record. And what is some advice for people to be exceptional?
Well, I mean, being exceptional comes in a lot of different formats. Um, I use my athletics simply to pay for my college tuition. Um, as a high school wrestler, I had some recognition from some national coaches by my sophomore year, and my first option was, okay, if I am to go to college, how do I pay for it? Because asking mom or dad for money never entered my mindset. I have 7 other brothers and sisters. I'm second on the totem pole. Mom and dad, they're raising a family, they're feeding, they're clothing their family. They don't have the extra buku bucks that's going to cost to go to college. As a matter of fact, on that same note, I think it is a big fraud, a way that a lot of your high school counselors keep trouting the fact that you need to go to college. It's the scam aspect of it is, again, I hate to use some kind of a brutal type of word, but that's what it is. You as an adult have to qualify to get a loan to buy a house, to get a loan to buy a car, and yet you can get government loans for college tuition in the upwards of $100,000+ that most students, by the time they're done with their collegiate career, and they finally they're hoping to get that big time job job that's going to make them bazillions of dollars, and that's not the case. and they're strapped with all of this college tuition for next 20, 30, or more years. I know people my age that are still paying on college tuition, and to me, that is a false fallacy that has been promoted. But other athletics was why I tried to pay for my college, but then I took a job opportunity. As taking a job opportunity, I moved from one location down to Coldwater, Michigan for that job. All the things that I was promised that a young married man with a couple of young children wanted to hear. I went to work, and at the end of the first week, I did not have a job. I bought a bigger home, all based upon this salary. And now I'm like SOL. I'll let you guys fill in the blank what SOL stands for. But I had to keep a roof over the table. I had to keep food on the table for my family. And I saw a flyer. It said Tough Man Competition. First place, $1,000. Well, $1,000 isn't going to fix all my problems, but it was going to take them for a few weeks. So take it off. Couple days, go do a tough man contest. I had never balled up my fist against my fellow man, and all I know is that in those 2 days, and roughly 5 or 6 minutes later, newfound skills. I walked away with first prize, and again, I looked like a barbarian, and people literally were laughing at me when I first walked out there because all of these other gentlemen. There's only 2 weight classes, 190 pounds and under, and anything over. And I was in that category of anything over. So you could weigh up to, anything over 190 pounds. And so as I'm out there with this big old hoss, he threw a couple big haymakers. I hit him both in the chest. Well, I should say, I did back up a little bit. I had always started my professional wrestling training. And I got to early enough to see that what kind of a ring that they were setting that up. And I realized this is not a boxing ring. This is a professional wrestling ring, and I know the dynamics of a professional wrestling ring. So as he's get back into he's throwing haymakers. I basically hit him in the chest with both gloves. I got him backpedaling. We're about to hit the middle of the ropes, and there is what's known as a rubber band effect. It's going to go on out. You're going to feel like, and as soon as I feel inertia coming back in, I wrapped my arms around his body, and I launched him into what is known as a belly-to-belly suplex. That most people know if you watch professionals, you know a belly to back. Belly to belly is a whole different animal. I launched him, and people were shocked to see someone who was so much smaller than this other guy launch this big old hoss. He flies through the air. He hits on his face and does a couple rolls. It looked like he took a good old canvas burn across the face, stuff like that, and the crowd erupts. And the owner of the Tough Man contest, he looked like Wolfman Jack. His name is Art Tador, and he has got this silver, big locks of hair, silver beard, and he jumps up. He's got this tuxedo suit. He jumps up out of his seat, and he hears the crowd roar. I look down at him. He looks up at me. He goes, "Well, throw him again. Game on. I can do this." So it was like I said, I had about 5 matches over the course of 2 days. You only do one on a Friday night, and you finish out however many are left. You finish out on a Saturday night, and I cleaned house, and I look like some barbarian out there the way that I was clubbing people left and right, getting underhooks, hip tosses, headlocks. I mean, I stole the show, and as I said, newfound skills going into both professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. I know I've had a long drawn out question, and I'm not even on caffeine yet, baby.
and Christopher here says, he made a comment that he wants to see you in the WWE Hall of Fame. So,
well, okay, Christopher, I really do appreciate that. Should I be in their Hall of Fame? Look at some of the other wrestlers that are in their Hall of Fame. And should Dan Severn be in there? I think so. Because I'm the one that's kept his nose clean in the process.
No, I'd agree. I hope you get in that class.
It's not like I crap on anybody's head. Yes, on that one right there. But the topics, headlines, a few different individuals in that industry.
What would be advice for anybody watching if they want to be exceptional in what they choose?
If they want to be exceptional, I mean, to me, it's like whether it's academics, athletics, It just in life, you have to set goals, daily goals for yourself. There's major goals, and I have lived out of a planner since since my junior year in high school, pertaining to what I want to do athletically over the summer months. But then, the acquiring of a vehicle, because again, I'm just trying to see. I got, as I said earlier, 7 other siblings. I'm not going to be asking mom or dad for money. How do I do this all on my own? So I set my own goals of what I'm going to do. I paid for my own college. Mom and dad, I'm proud. A couple of big factors. I'm proud that I have 4 other brothers and myself. So all 5 Severn males went to college on full athletic scholarships. My 3 sisters, academically very sharp. They went on to college almost on full academic scholarship. So I always tell people I'm an athlete with a brain, and trust me, I've worked with a lot of dumb jocks. And I would rather have an athlete with a brain any day. They're coachable, they're teachable. Anyone watching this, success starts off with you. You have to actually just pull out a piece of paper, a pencil or an ink pen, and just start writing out some of your goals. What would you like to do? But then that's just the fluff, that's the end goal. What are the steps to get there? I want to be financially secure. I set that goal way back when. At my age 50, my goal was I want to be financially secure. How do you do that? You just can't just simply wish and some leprechaun's going to say, ta-da, there's your pot of gold. No, you got to save some money out of that weekly paycheck. You have to invest it into different things, whether it's your savings or it's some investments, and you have to have your due diligence to keep doing this over and over again. And I would basically take money out and put my due diligence off the side first, and know that now I have to survive on the rest of it to pay electrical, food, whatever else have you right there. So that's just a couple of things, but by doing those simple things, you'd be surprised how much more productive and successful you will be, and the feeling that it gives you to be successful. I don't have to work today. In fact, I don't want to. But I love what I do. I still like to travel. I like to walk out on mat and to see, can I help to inspire others? Because I didn't come from money. I made my own way through athletics and through, again, having that perseverance to say, because how many professional athletes, no matter what the sport is, how many professional athletes sign big contracts and then they're broke a couple years later because, again, they did not know how to save, invest. They didn't realize, I just bought this mansion. Hey, these home insurance, annual taxes, property taxes cost this. I mean, these are little things that they were never aware before because they didn't have anything. And the buying of expensive automobiles that just sit in their car in the garage. So, again, these are just a couple of tidbits. Sorry.
No, and that's great.
Top of my yap.
And that's great. We close, and I know we got the whole weekend
lunchtime is coming up,
soon
and
too.
the beast has to eat.
How can people get a hold of you if they want to book a seminar or buy a book or something like that? I guess
the best way is I do have a website. It's dansevern.com, but it's under construction. So that if you go to there, know that it's going to get fixed here soon. How soon, I'm not sure, but the beast, dansevern.com, I should say. dansevern.com is the website. But if they want to simply just get in contact with me, Dan@dansevern.com is my email address. DANSEVERN.com. Dan@dansevern.com. I can't make it any easier than that. And I do a lot of cool things with senior citizens, young people as well.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much for joining me today on Coffee with Alain, and we'll need to go get some lunch and some coffee.
Get some coffee, you bet.
Everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate everybody that watches live, that watches replays, that listens to the podcast. You're all really important. And go out, make it a spectacular Saturday.
That's right.
We'll see you tomorrow.